నమస్తే నింగి నేల నాదే కార్యక్రమానికి స్వాగతం. సెయిలింగ్ ఒక సాహసంతో కూడుకున్న పని. విపత్కర పరిస్థితులకు ఎదురెళ్ళి నిలబడాల్సి ఉంటుంది. ఏ మాత్రం అటు ఇటు అయినా ప్రాణాలకే ప్రమాదం. అటువంటి సెయిలింగ్ని కష్టంతో కాకుండా ఇష్టంతో నేర్చుకుంటూ ప్రతిభ చాటుతోంది సెయిలర్ అలేఖ్య. ప్రస్తుతం అలేఖ్య మనతో పాటు ఉన్నారు, తనతో మాట్లాడదాం. హాయ్ అలేఖ్య, హౌ ఆర్ యు?
I'm good, how are you?
యా, ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ కంగ్రాచులేషన్స్ వరల్డ్ ఛాంపియన్షిప్ టోర్నమెంట్కి వెళ్తున్నందుకు. సో ఎట్లా ఫీల్ అవుతున్నారు?
It's really exciting. We've been sailing, Akhil and I have been sailing together for 3 years and we've won 3 national regattas before we got selected to represent the country. We're going to Spain, Alekhya for the World Championships and it's very exciting. It's an amazing opportunity.
యా, ఎలాంటి స్ట్రగుల్స్ని ఓవర్కమ్ చేశారు ఈ స్టేజ్కి రావడానికి?
Well, we've been training together and Akhil is not from Hyderabad, he's from Khammam.
Okay.
So we'd have to travel to train together. We usually train in Hyderabad. The water pollution is one challenge of its own. But we've been working really hard on fitness and training. Our coach Arjun Pradeepak and Sanjeev Chauhan came to coach us, so it's been a great experience.
Yes. Actually, where are you from?
I'm from Hyderabad.
Okay. But why you don't know Telugu?
I know Telugu, I'm fluent. No one in my family speaks it that well, so...
ఓకే, వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ ఫ్యామిలీ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్? అంటే మీ ఫ్యామిలీ ఏంటి ఒకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా? మీ ఫాదర్, మీ మదర్?
Yes, my parents run a furnishing company together called Benton Vesta. My father is actually an engineer, but both of them run this business together.
ఓకే, అలేఖ్య సెయిలర్గా అవ్వడానికి తన డ్రీమా, ఫ్యామిలీ డ్రీమా?
No, it was my dream.
Okay.
So my parents were always very particular that even other than my academics, I should be pursuing one sport and one instrument. So I play the guitar and I played a lot of sports initially as a kid. I used to play badminton and I used to swim. But when I started sailing, the excitement was just unparalleled. So I continued and I was good at it. So I've gotten the opportunity to come to this level.
యా, మీరు సైలింగ్ నేర్చుకుంటాను అన్నప్పుడు ఫ్యామిలీ నుంచి ఎట్లాంటి రియాక్షన్ వచ్చింది?
They were always very, very supportive. My family has been very supportive. I stopped sailing in between because the water quality in Hussain Sagar unfortunately is just so bad.
Yes.
That I would fall sick. I've been hospitalized twice because I've gotten sick from the water. After that, my parents wanted me to maybe pick a different sport and step back and focus on my studies. But this was my passion, so I decided to continue.
ఎవరిని చూసి మీరు ఇన్స్పైర్ అయ్యారు?
My coach Arjun Pradeepak.
Okay.
So he introduced me to sailing and he's been coaching me throughout.
Okay.
When I started sailing a smaller boat. It's called the Optimist. And then I graduated to a laser and finally now I'm sailing the 420.
Yes.
So he's coached me throughout and he's kept me inspired. And he's been my inspiration.
సో అలేఖ్య, మీ గ్రోత్ ఇప్పుడు మీ కోచ్ చూసి తన ఫీలింగ్ ఏంటి, ఏం చెప్తున్నారు మీకు?
He just wants us to focus on doing our best. Obviously the competition at the World Championships is very, very high. But we are aiming to get into the gold fleet. That's our aim. And he's been very, very supportive. So he's been coaching us throughout.
ఇప్పటి వరకు చాలా టోర్నమెంట్స్కి వెళ్ళి ఉంటారు కదా. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద టఫెస్ట్ టోర్నమెంట్?
I think there was one tournament in 420 that I did in Mysore.
Oh.
It was my first event in 420 and the winds were very, very strong. So usually they declare it unsafe to sail somewhere around 25 knots. And this was my first race in this boat. It was a much bigger boat and it was like 25 knots roughly.
Yes.
So our boat was capsizing and my hands were cut off. And it was very difficult, but I learned the most during that regatta. I learned
అదొక ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్.
I learned to control it. Yeah.
ఎస్. సో ఒకసారి మీ స్టడీస్ ఇవన్నీ కూడా ఒకసారి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి మీ అకాడమిక్స్ ఏం నడుస్తుంది, ఏం చేస్తున్నారు?
I want to study medicine. I'm going to write NEET next year.
Oh.
I'm head girl of my school. I was invested today actually.
Okay.
And I'm very active academically. I won the English debate competition last year in school. And I'm the chemistry topper of the class.
Okay, but you are looking like a schooling girl. ఈ ఫిజిక్ ఇట్లా మెయింటైన్ చెయ్యాలా మీ సైలింగ్ కోసం?
Yes.
సో ఇప్పుడు మీ వెయిట్ ఎంత ఉన్నారు?
I am 53 kg.
Is it enough for sailing?
Yeah, ideally I should be 55 or 56.
Okay.
But it depends on the wind. So
Okay,
in
okay.
Spain, it'll be kind of light. I can definitely manage. But I've been working with a nutritionist and a fitness trainer to work on.
అండ్ సైలింగ్ నేర్చుకోవాలి అంటే పర్టికులర్ క్వాలిటీస్ ఏమైనా కావాలా? ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా నేర్చుకోవచ్చా?
Yes, anyone can learn. You should know how to swim for safety.
ఓకే.
But it's actually a fairly safe sport. We have life jackets and things. So I think that anyone who's interested should definitely learn. It's an amazing sport. And what I really like about it is you have to be very physically fit to handle a boat of this size. But it's also a very intellectual sport.
Yes.
Like, you can be a very strong sailor, but if you're not smart about how to choose your course and where the wind is coming from and how
Okay,
to...
smart work is also matters here,
Yes,
right?
a lot.
Okay. So how smart you are?
I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yes. And ఎట్లా బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తున్నారు స్టడీస్ అండ్ గేమ్స్?
Time management. I can't do it without the help of my parents. They really support me in everything. But I think that if you're hardworking, then you can manage.
Yes. సో ఎవరంటే ఎక్కువ ఇష్టం, మమ్మీయా డాడీయా?
No, I can't pick.
బోత్.
Yes, of course.
ఎవరికి సైలింగ్ అంటే ఎక్కువ ఇష్టం, మమ్మీకా డాడీకా ఇద్దరికా?
I don't know. My mom is a very, very good swimmer. She's won some championships in clubs and things. So she really pushed me to pick a sport. But both of them are very supportive.
ఓకే. యు ఆర్ ద ఓన్లీ చైల్డ్?
Only child.
ఓకే. సో స్టడీస్లో ఎవరు ఎక్కువ హెల్ప్ చేస్తున్నారు?
Oh, my father.
ఓకే.
He's an engineer, so he used to teach me physics and chemistry. And I was a bit of a nerd. So in 5th and 6th grade, he'd start teaching me 8th and 9th and even 10th grade physics. And he's kept me interested in that.
ఎస్. అలాగే మీ హాబీస్ ఏంటి?
Other than sailing
Yes.
and academics, I play the guitar.
ఓకే.
So I'm in the school band. I enjoy debates. So
సాంగ్స్ పాడతారా?
no, I play the guitar though.
ఓన్లీ. యా. బెస్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ ఉన్నారా?
Yes, a lot. Some of them are here actually. They're waiting.
సైలింగ్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, రైట్?
No, they're my old school friends. My sailing friends are.
ఓకే. సో మీ బ్యాచ్ ఎంతమంది ఉంటారు స్ట్రెంగ్త్
For
సైలింగ్?
When I started learning in this club, there must have been 10 children, but not a lot of them take it up competitively. So right now our team would be me, Shloka and Vatsal Banker used to sail. So I think the three of us are
ఓకే.
sailing.
సో వరల్డ్ ఛాంపియన్షిప్ టోర్నమెంట్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకుందాం. ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నారు? టోర్నమెంట్ ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది?
The tournament will be in Alicante in Spain.
ఓకే. ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అవుతున్నారు? ఎప్పుడు జరగబోతోంది?
It's in the last week of July, so we'll be going for maybe 5 days of training and then 5 days we'll be racing. It's the end of this month.
ఓకే. ఎంతమంది వెళ్తున్నారు అలేఖ్య ఇండియా నుంచి?
From India, Akhil and I are the only 420 team.
ఓకే.
We've been the only team in the last 4 years.
చాలా ప్రౌడ్ మూమెంట్ అని చెప్పాలి. సో మీ టార్గెట్ ఏంటి మరి?
We want to make it to the gold fleet. So there's hundreds of boats that come for the world championships from all over the world. The competition is very high. So the gold fleet is the top sailors, the ones who do the best in the regatta. We want to get into that
అలాగే
fleet.
అట్మాస్ఫియర్ కూడా మ్యాటర్సా సైలింగ్కి?
Yeah, definitely. If you don't have support, it gets very difficult, especially because for me, I balance my academics and sailing. So without support and without friends, and it's easy if you have a supportive partner. It really helps.
ఎస్. అలాగే సైలింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్కి ఎంత టైం పడుతుంది?
Typically for one session we will sail for 3 hours.
Okay.
But other than that, a lot of our training is off water. So we will study rules and tactics and we'll work on physical fitness.
ఓకే. స్టార్టింగ్ స్టేజ్లో ఎంత టైం పట్టేది? అసలు సైలింగ్ వాటర్ దగ్గరికి రావడానికి ఎన్ని రోజులు పట్టింది? హౌ మెనీ డేస్ ఇట్ టేక్స్?
I got lucky. I had an amazing coach. I was on the water within a week. Yes.
Within a week?
Yes.
Okay.
I love swimming. I love water. So I was very excited. And we have, coach boats around, so it's fairly safe.
You love swimming, you love water, but మనకి ఇక్కడ మూసేని చూస్తుంటే ఏమనిపిస్తుంది?
It's really sad actually. We should do something about this lake because it's the heart of our city. Everything around Hyderabad is built around Hussain
Yes.
Sagar. We should save it. and this is very controversial, but you know, if we could have more eco-friendly Ganesha
Yes.
immersions,
Yes.
that would be amazing for the lake. And every time the High Court says they'll do something about it, but
బట్ ఆ టైం వచ్చేసరికి మన చేతిలో ఏముండదు.
Yes.
ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇన్ అవర్ హ్యాండ్స్, రైట్?
we'll have to see. They
Yes.
promise it every year, but
ఎస్. హైదరాబాద్ కాకుండా వేరే సిటీస్లో సెయిలింగ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేశారా?
yes, I've gone to Bhopal. I've sailed
Okay.
in the Krishnapatnam port. I went to Shillong as well. Shillong was our most
నెల్లూరు,
recent-
రైట్?
Shillong.
కృష్ణపట్ షిల్లాంగ్. ఓకే ఓకే. సో విచ్ ఇస్ ద బెస్ట్ ప్లేస్?
I really liked Shillong. The
Oh.
conditions were shifty, the wind was very low, but the place was beautiful. So we had a fun time.
ఓకే. సో చాలా టోర్నమెంట్స్కి వెళ్ళారు కదా, ఏదైనా హార్డెస్ట్ టోర్నమెంట్ అనిపించిందా?
My first race I did in Mysore, and the winds were very strong and I was very inexperienced. So the boat would just keep getting out of control. It was very scary, it was terrifying. But I learned from it, like I learned how to handle the boat and I got over my fear. So I think that helped a lot.
ఫస్ట్ విన్నింగ్ టోర్నమెంట్ ఏది అలేఖ్య?
In my first medal was in 420.
Okay.
It was in Mysore for the
ఓకే
mixed.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇంత అచీవ్మెంట్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఫ్యామిలీ ఏమంటుంది?
They're proud of me. They're very, very supportive.
Yes.
So I would not have gotten to this stage without everything that they do for me, especially my parents. They work as hard as I do to make
Yes.
this possible.
ఇష్టమైన ఫుడ్ ఏంటి?
Na food ishtam లేదు.
వై?
I don't know. I'm a very picky eater. My mother will scream at me for this, but
బట్ మీరు ఫిట్గా ఉండాలంటే తినాలి కదా.
అదే ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఇప్పుడు.
సో మరి ఎట్లా బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తున్నారు? ఇష్టం లేకపోయినా తినాల్సి వస్తుంది, సో ఎట్లా బ్యాలెన్స్ చేస్తున్నారు?
You just have to eat because I know that that's what's good for me. I know that that's what I need. So, you know, like one salad every meal and lots of protein and protein shakes and bars. But
ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ప్రోటీన్ ప్రోటీన్
Yeah.
ప్రోటీన్, రైట్?
yeah.
సో అసలు ఇష్టమైన ఫుడ్ అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఒకటి ఉంటుంది కదా, మరి
Chai.
అలేఖ్య
Chai.
అంతేనా?
Chai. My grandmother, she used to eat just chai and roti.
ఓకే.
My great grandmother, actually, my mother's
Okay.
grandmother. And from then, everyone in our family just has chai roti. So if I'm sick, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, I will just eat chai roti.
ఇట్ ఈస్ గుడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ,
Yeah.
రైట్? సినిమాలకు వెళ్తూ ఉంటారా? తెలుగు సినిమాలు చూస్తూ ఉంటారా అసలు?
Unfortunately, especially this last 2 years, I haven't really had the time to.
ఎంటర్టైన్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి మరి?
I love reading. I will read
ఓకే.
constantly. So usually I read like.
రీడ్ లైక్ వాట్?
So I'm trying to diversify right now. I'll read some fiction, and then I'm also reading some psychology or some historical fiction. I think my all-time favorite is this book that my uncle gifted me. It's called Creation by Gore Vidal, and that's been my favorite.
సో
so
హ్యూమన్స్
far.
ని రీడ్ చేస్తారా అయితే?
I try. I think for sailing that's actually also very important.
Oh,
you need to be
okay.
able to gauge.
అపోనెంట్ ఫీలింగ్స్ ని రీడ్ చేయాలి, రైట్?
Yeah, if they're going to maneuver, you have to maneuver first.
అలేఖ్య, హూ ఈజ్ యువర్ టఫెస్ట్ అపోనెంట్?
Right now, I think that YCH, just
Okay.
across the lake,
Okay.
they have 3 boats they've gotten newly, and their teams have been very strong. They've had very little training and they've developed very quickly. Other than that, NSS, we've been sailing against them for quite some time, and they've been good competitors as well.
సెయిలింగ్ లో లెవెల్స్ ఉంటాయా?
Yes.
యాక్చువల్లీ ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది సెయిలింగ్ కాంపిటీషన్? ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది?
Right. So, if you have a very big fleet, typically we don't have that in India, but in international competitions, they'll divide the boats into different groups and they'll race in separate fleets.
ఓకే.
Here, you have to finish 3 levels of certification from the YAI, and there's one optional 4th level of racing skills.
అలేఖ్య, సింగిల్ చైల్డ్ అంటున్నారు, సైలింగ్ అంటే ఇష్టం అని చెప్తున్నారు. సైలింగ్ ఏమో టఫెస్ట్, నాకు తెలిసి నేను విన్నది సైలింగ్ ఈజ్ వెరీ టఫెస్ట్ గేమ్ అని. సో ఎప్పుడైనా భయం వేసిందా?
Yes, a lot of the time, especially when the wind is high and you know you're alone on the boat, you don't know what's going to go wrong. It's tough, but the more that you face your fear, you get used to it, and you learn to be rational about it. Like you start to think under pressure. Like, yes, I'm scared because these things could go wrong, but then what can I do to correct them? So I think it makes you a stronger person.
ఎస్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్లాంటి గేమ్స్ మనం చూస్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ కంటే కూడా రిలేటివ్స్ ఎక్కువ ఎందుకు వద్దు నో చెప్పడం ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. సో అట్లాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్స్ ఫేస్ చేశారా?
Yeah,
From relatives.
definitely. Yeah. So it's a dangerous sport, and especially when I'd fall sick, because I think this Hussain Sagar ka pani got into my water bottle once, and I was in hospital for a week. So after that, my parents, they were concerned about my safety, obviously. But if you take precautions, I think that it's a risk that you take, and it's worth it for me.
ఎప్పుడైనా పానీపూరి తిన్నారా?
I love pani puri. Yeah.
తింటూ ఉంటారైతే.
No, really.
సో ఇప్పుడు కాంపిటీషన్కి వెళ్ళబోతున్నారు, మీ ఫీలింగ్ ఎట్లా ఉంది? ఎగ్జైటింగ్గా ఉందా లేకపోతే భయంగా ఉందా? ఏంటి రైట్ నౌ మీ ఫీలింగ్?
I'm excited. I mean, of course, I'm nervous, but I'm more excited because we've been training really hard. And for us, our goal is just to prove ourselves, and we want to work on ourselves. So I think that if you focus on what you can do, if you focus on how you can make your skills better, how you can work on yourself to be at a higher level, then there's not that much pressure. You just have to do your best, and then the results will follow.
ఎస్ బ్యాడ్మింటన్ అనగానే మనకి పివి సింధు ఎట్లా గుర్తొస్తారో అట్లానే సెయిలింగ్ అనగానే అలేఖ్య గుర్తు రావాలి. సో దానికి ఇంకా ఎంత టైం ఉంది ఆ రీచ్కి?
We'll see. I think that after this championship, I have to focus on my academics. But I'll keep sailing the regattas, and maybe one day we'll be at the Olympics.
ఎప్పుడైనా సింధుని కలిసారా?
Yes, I have. She was a very inspiring sports person. Her discipline and her perseverance was really amazing.
వాట్ ఈస్ ద బెస్ట్ క్వాలిటీ మీరు తన నుంచి నేర్చుకున్నది?
Mainly her hard work and her discipline. It's amazing how much, whether or not she has a competition, whether or not whatever happens, she works hard and she'll stick with her training and her nutrition, and that's very inspiring. I think everyone has something to learn from her.
ఎనీవేస్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ అలేఖ్య. వరల్డ్ ఛాంపియన్షిప్ టోర్నమెంట్కి వెళ్ళబోతున్నారు, సో అక్కడ కూడా సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలి, మెడల్ తీసుకురావాలి అని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకుంటున్నాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ అండ్ ఆల్ ద వెరీ బెస్ట్.
Thank you very much.
ఇది వాళ్ళ నింగి నేల నాదే కార్యక్రమం. చూస్తూనే ఉండండి వనిత టీవీ.